Mind control.
Welcome to the JesseAF show. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. Welcome to my daily podcast.
Hey everybody, my name is Jesse Grossbohlin and welcome to the JesseAF show. Today is Tuesday, June 25th, 2019, episode 135 of my daily podcast. Yeah, that's right, daily. That means every single day I'll be posting a new episode, so please check in tomorrow for my next episode. I'm on Google Play Music, Apple Podcasts, SoundCloud, and YouTube, so if you have any of those platforms, please consider subscribing. That way you get notifications for whenever I post a new episode. Now, by mind control, I mean more of just keeping yourself from thinking of different things, okay? And really what I mean by that is, through life, you get hurt and you get back up, right? And you get hurt a lot, and you try and keep your mind off of that pain, okay? And that's really what I'm talking about. Because right now, I have poison ivy on my fingers. It was right between my fingers. And as much as it itches, you can't scratch it, right? That makes sense. And, yeah, it's like, it's one of those things that you just have to take your mind off of. And it's kind of like a lot of different things in life, right? You have these pesky little things in your life that just kind of creep up on you, and they're really annoying because they're always there, but you also have to just kind of forget about them. Almost push them off. You have to know about them enough to not touch it, or to make sure that you take care of it, but you can't let it get to you where you just cannot stop thinking about it. Because if you cannot stop thinking about it, well then, that's all you'll think about, and that's not exactly a good thing. I mean, you have to keep on going with your life. You can't just be like, nope, I need bed rest because I have poison ivy on my fingers. That's not feasible. You know, you have to keep living, right? That makes sense. You can't go through life dealing with all these different little things and letting them really just mess with you. Because it's just a little thing. I mean, it'll go away if I don't touch it. If I make sure I clean it. If I make sure I put ointment on it, you know? I'll take care of it. It'll go away. And a lot of things in our life, they're like that. We don't think they're going to go away because they're really annoying, and it's really frustrating to have it around. Like, let's say, for instance, you have some debt, okay? So you have debt, you're taking care of it, but it's holding you back a little bit. Because you have to make sure you're saving to be able to pay off the debt. You have to make sure that you have it under caps. You make sure that it's not spreading out too far, you know, getting too large. You have to make sure that you're managing it. And by scratching it, like poison ivy, would be incurring more debt, which is not good. When you're in debt, you shouldn't be taking on any more debt. That way, you just have it taken care of. That way, you just keep it minimal. That way, it doesn't keep getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and then it kind of consumes you. See, if I scratch this long enough, it would then spread to my other hand, and then I would scratch it over there, and then it would spread further. And if I was eating something with my hands, guess what? That would go into my mouth, and it could eventually kill me. You have to take your mind off of it. Even though it's there, you have to take your mind off of it. Because if you live your everyday life based on that little itch, your life is over. Because you're going to think about it all the time. You're always going to be upset about it. You're always going to be just sick of it, and it's just going to get control of you. You can't let that happen, right? You can't let that little poison ivy get to you. You can't let that coworker at work really mess with your mind and get under your skin and get you in a place where you just act out and you have to get fired because you're not good for the work environment. These little things always get to us, and through life, we just have to deal with them. We don't really know how to get rid of them, but we just kind of have to deal with them. And eventually, maybe they'll just stop annoying us. Mind control. Getting rid of those little itches. Maybe you have an itch that involves buying things or spending money on lottery tickets. Maybe that's your itch. You just have to take control of that itch, and you have to be like, I have to remove that lifestyle from my daily life because it's unhealthy. Because eventually it could lead to a life where you are gambling all your money away because your desire for more money will just increase. It's like, oh wow, I just won $500, but you actually spent over $1,000 on all those lottery tickets. So you didn't make any money at all. You actually wasted $500. And that's life. I mean, there are so many things out there where we have to scratch that itch, and that itch gets worse and worse, and it could lead to your death. Let's say smoking a cigarette. That's an itch that many people can't get rid of. It's an itch that they just can't stop. And eventually it kills them. It might give them cancer. It might wear on them. It might pull their friends away. Maybe because their friends don't smoke. They don't like the smell that it has around them. These little itches, they really are annoying at first. But if you have control over your mind, you'll be able to stop these itches. And in ways that I control my mind to defeat these little itches that I get, I focus on better things. Like, would I rather have this spread all over and cause me serious harm? Or would I rather just deal with it, take care of it, and make sure that it goes away fast? That way I can use my hand again like I always do. You know, actually grabbing onto a sandwich with my hand instead of, or like, you know, we have to deal with these itches in our daily life. And it's tough, I know. I know it's incredibly tough because you go through withdrawal and you're like, man, I need it, but do you really need it? It's like soda, you know, sugar. Sugar is highly addictive. People need that sugar to keep them awake in the morning, like coffee. There are some people that you see them, they cannot live their day without drinking at least 8 cups of coffee a day. Well, that's a little nuts, don't you think? Especially when that coffee is expensive. That's hurting you financially. You're not able to save that money and put it towards something else, something bigger, something better. You're dependent on it. And that's kind of the reason why I didn't ever drink coffee. I never wanted to become dependent on coffee, like I've seen many other people be. So I always kind of pushed it away and said, no, I'm not going to do it. So, well, now that I'm an adult and I'm a lot less sensitive to forming habits like addictions, I'll drink coffee and I'll enjoy the taste of it, but I don't need it. I don't need it in my daily life. I'll enjoy it every once in a while. Yeah, that tastes good. I enjoy that. Maybe I might need a little bit of energy. I'll take it. I don't need it, though. And that's a lot of things for a lot of people. See, when we're younger in life, we are a lot more sensitive, a lot more prone to addiction because our minds, they're just forming. And as we grow older, we grow more mature and we learn more. And it's a lot more difficult to form habits from, doing these things. Sure, you think about the lottery or gambling. When you're 18 or older, that's something that you can become addicted to. Or alcohol abuse. You have to be in control of your mind. You have to be away from anxieties. You have to be away from stress. And if you are in a stressful environment and you think that drinking alcohol is going to get rid of that stress for you, it's just going to hurt you at the end of it. Because it's going to be an addiction. Because when you need it, when you just need the release, you take that bottle and you open it. I know a lot of people like that. And it's not great. It's not beautiful. It sucks. But there is always going to be a way. And you have to stay true to yourself. You have to understand yourself. You have to understand why you need that. You have to try and figure out how to get into an environment where you don't need it. You have to change your entire way of life to get rid of an addiction. You have to change everything. The people you hang out with, the lifestyle you continue to have, the food that you put in your body, the water you put in your body, everything matters. Everything. I hope you guys really enjoyed today's episode. I know that I did. It's so important to defeat addiction. It's so important to not worry about those itches. Because when you stop worrying about these itches, when you stop needing to scratch that itch, the itch goes away. There's always going to be a light at the end of the tunnel. If you stop smoking now, you could live a lot longer life than if you didn't stop smoking and you continued to smoke 3 packs a day. I hope to see you guys tomorrow, and I hope you have a really great day. I love doing this podcast, and I hope you guys enjoy it too, because this is a lot for me. This is a big thing for me. I love putting out there positive energy, and I hope you guys really enjoy it. I would love to get some feedback from you guys. Send me a message, post a tweet on Twitter, tag me in it. I would love to hear from you. I hope you have a great day, and I will see you guys tomorrow.